What is up, gamers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing Finn and Jake from Adventure Time as a themed commander deck. Let's get into it. Our commander is Tolsimir, Friend to Wolves, 2 green and a white for a legendary creature elf scout. When Tolsimir, Friend to Wolves enters the battlefield, create Voja, Friend to Elves, a legendary 3/3 green and white wolf creature token. Whenever a wolf enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life and that creature fights up to one target creature you don't control. So whenever a wolf enters the battlefield, you can just have it fight something and you gain life. It's super cool. So our idea is we're gonna have a lot of wolves in this deck, aka Jakes. So we're gonna throw some Jakes at our opponent. You know, we shapeshift and everything. It makes thematic sense. You can do some, mental gymnastics to make it, fit your head canon. We're gonna do brute force, aka just a lot of wolves and literally pretty much nothing else. Just wolves throwing wolves at our opponents. It's super fun. It's a green white deck. What more can you do? We don't have got a lot of shenanigans going on. And then lore. This deck has some cool Adventure Time sort of shout outs kind of thing going on in here. That also help you win the game. I don't know. I'm kind of spitballing as we go. Okay. First up, Door of Destinies for 4 mana. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Choose wolves, please. And whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a charge counter on Door of Destinies. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each charge counter on Door of Destinies. Okay? So whenever you cast a wolf, it now becomes a 4/4 or a 5/5. You know what I mean? And this applies before it fights something. So now your wolf spell that's like a 1 drop, that would be like a 1/1 or whatever, is now a 3/3 or 4/4. That's enough to start taking out enemy commanders. You know what I mean? Just having them bite down on them. It's pretty cool. And then we also got Descendant's Path, 2 and a green for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card that shares a creature type with a creature you control, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast it, put it on the bottom of your library. So if it's not a wolf, you're going to say wolf, by the way. If it's not a wolf, put it on the bottom of your library. But basically, this lets you cast a wolf spell for free pretty much every turn. Generally, depending, it is what it is. You'll get some wolves out of it, which is 3 life and a free removal spell. Pretty cool. It's all wolves, always has been. Okay. Classic meme, definitely up to date on my history. We got Maskwood Nexus. For 4, creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. 3 mana, tap it, make a 2/2 blue wolf. Okay. It makes all your other guys wolves, which means you get the Tolsimir trigger, which is pretty cool when you've got stuff like Galta and some of your other big boys. Check the deck list. I don't know. I'm not going to do your homework for you. Then we got Hollow Henge Overlord, 4 and 2 green, creature wolf, 4/4 with flash. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Guess what, guys? We got a lot of wolves in this deck, so you're going to get a lot of wolves on your upkeep. And all those entering gain you a bunch of life and make you fight stuff. It's pretty cool. You can just remove a bunch of your opponent's stuff. Really cool. Nice card. Then we got Anara, Wolvid Familiar. 3 and a green, legendary dude, wolf beast, whatever, he's a 4/4. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. Okay? Now we can do some big dick energy stuff with our commander and not care during our turn with indestructible. Pretty cool. He's a cool wolf. Okay? Nice. Then we get to some of the lore of the deck, all right? This is the Tree House, aka Tree Beard Gracious Host. 2 green, white, legendary creature, tree folk, trample, ward 2 for some reason, by the way. I'm just saying they're throwing ward on stuff that doesn't need it. They got Miram Central Ward, whatever. I'm not going into it. Ward busted, doesn't need to be on this guy. When he enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens, and whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on target halfling or tree folk. This guy is a tree folk. So whenever we play a wolf, we gain 3 life, put 3 +1/+1 counters on Treebeard. And he's got trample. So then we can start throwing them at people. Maybe you cast 2 wolf spells, 3 wolf spells. Now he's a 9/9. He already a 6/6. You know what I mean? He's crazy strong and he's got trample. He's sick. And then I call this the Enchiridion, aka Monster Manual. For 3 and a green, you get an artifact. 1 and a green, tap it. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. This way, you can pay for those big wolves that you might not really want to pay for, like the Hollow Henge Overlord or Anara, that are a little bit more expensive for not that much value regarding mana. You can cheat them out using Monster Manual. It's pretty cool. And Kyridian, you know what I mean. It's Adventure Time. We're all on the same page here. Okay. Next up, Aetherflux Reservoir, aka the Mushroom Bomb. All right. I don't know if you guys are up to date on your Adventure Time lore, but there's a big bomb that happens. And this is the same thing. It's 4 mana. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pretty cool. And pay 50 life, it deals 50 damage to target creature or player. If your opponents don't have life gain, you do, and then you use Aetherflux Reservoir and kill them. It is freaking sick. Okay, you just drop the nuke on them and you win. Sick. You just cast a couple more wolves, gain your health back, and then you're all set. Pretty cool. Pretty flavorful. Okay. Now we come to Finn. Obviously, we talked a lot about Jake, a lot of wolves, a lot of stuff. Don't forget, Finn is also one of the main characters. So we got Blade of Selves. I flavor the Finn sword kind of thing about the Blade of Selves. So it's 2 mana. Equipped creature has Myriad. So you cast it, put it on your guy, your commander, swing him. He makes 2 copies of him, and those guys make 2 copies of the wolf. They enter. You gain 9 life twice because you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so whenever a wolf enters the battlefield, all of them see that happen. So you gain 1, 2, 3 life 3 times. Okay, so that's 9, and then 2 wolves happen, so you gain 18 life. It's a bunch of math. Whatever, do it on your own. I don't care. And then they all die because of legend rule or whatever. It's kind of fun. Then we got Sword of Hearth and Home. This is the grass sword. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from green and white. It's 3 mana, by the way. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own, probably a wolf, so that when it comes back, you can make it fight something. Then search your library for a basic land card and put both cards onto the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. So you get some more land, which is good for ramp. Your commander's a little expensive. And then you get to bounce a wolf, bringing it back. It might make another wolf, or it does damage. It's cool. It's fun. It's thematic. I'm a genius. All right, now you're wondering about winning. How do we win with this fun little silly wolf deck? Well, we got a lot of ways to make some wolf tokens, so I just put a bunch on the screen, okay? And then we're going to play some End Raise Forerunners. 5, 3 mana, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2, Vigilance, and Trample until end of turn. So you've got maybe 5 or 6 wolf tokens, okay? You got the Door of Destinies, or you got your other Anthem effect type wolf guys on the battlefield. They're maybe 5/5s or whatever, okay? End Raise Forerunner comes in. Now they're like 7/7s or whatever with Trample. That's lethal against most opponents, okay? And you're like, okay, that might not be lethal. Well, we got Craterhoof Behemoth. Same thing, enters, gives all your creatures Trample, where X is the number of creatures you control. You got a lot of wolves. You're pretty much mono green at this point. So you're going to have like 5 or so. We got Osier Talk. We got the Triplers, whatever. Okay, a lot of guys with Trample. What more do I need to say? And you're like, okay, but I need another win con. I want my deck to be at least 3% win conditions. Moonshako Cavalry, 5 and 3 white. It gives them flying and +X, where X is the number of creatures you control. That has got to be enough. Okay, if you can't win off either of those 3 cards, you probably shouldn't be playing Magic Gathering at all. Go back to playing League of Legends or something else, like that. I don't care. Okay. That brings us to Aetherflux Reservoir, 4 mana. It's a bomb, okay? If you didn't read it earlier, it explodes. It does a lot of damage. We gain a lot of life whenever a wolf enters the battlefield. We have enough to kill our opponents with it. It's pretty sick, all right? Just kill your opponents with it. That's the way to do it, okay? Just drop the bomb on them. If you can't win, now you got 4%, okay? I don't know what to tell you, all right? That brings us to the end of the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you got suggestions, what decks you want to see built next, leave them in the comments down below. I do read them, I do listen, and I do appreciate them. So until the next time I see you, have a good one.